Hello everyone, welcome back to another 1v1 Warhammer battle. This is going to be the Dwarves versus Norsca. I've wanted to try this dwarf build because I've done it against the AI, but not against an actual Norscan player yet, to see if it works against players. But the thing is, not many people really seem to be playing Norsca at all. Even though they have the cool mammoths and stuff, I don't really see them play that much. And unfortunately, there are no mammoths today to try this out, but we'll see how this goes. So my front line is two miners with blasting charges. We have the warriors with Dragonfire Pass, Norgriming's Ironbreakers, and then a normal Longbeard supported by the Runesmith, and a dwarf lord with, of course, the fiery ring and his heals. In the back, we have four additional miners just as protection. Then we have two slayers, Dragonback, and a normal. And then the main part of the build are the three iron drakes with trollhammer torpedoes. In my tests, when Norsca first came out, this is one of the builds I was testing against them. And with three of these things, you can typically kill a mammoth in like two, maybe 2.5 salvos with all of them firing at it. So you can take them out really fast. But I haven't been able to try it out against a player yet, because no one really plays Norsca. And again, no mammoths in this build either, which is very sad. Speaking of my my enemy's build, we have two Norscan Warhounds, one on each flank. The main line is 4 Marauders with great weapons, and then 3 Marauder Champions with great weapons. Then we have the Brutes of the Hound, the Marauder Berserker Renown unit. Then we have a Shaman of Metal. Then we have Wolfric on a chariot, a Norscan or Marauder chariot right here, and then a Frostworm that's going around behind our formation. So initially I started, I think about like right there, and they started up here. And I could stay right here. I could have got a cannon and stuff, but like, listen, the hill's not going to protect me from Norscans. So I'm going to march out like, the Dawi should, and we're going to try and hit their flank initially, and try and do it so that we're only going to be hitting some of their army while the rest of their army is trying to play catch up. But the player actually kind of sees what I'm going to do, so they actually start pulling back this flank here, so that they can line up and attack me all at once is their goal. Meanwhile, the puppies are going to be going over here and over here along with the chariot, and the Frostworm is going to be coming in. I'm going to take a shot with two of my Iron Drakes here that this thing is now in range of. And they're going to start moving away. So we didn't really get any hits there, I don't think. So we're going to keep moving up. The goal again is still to try and hit their flank and make it so that this very, very wide formation cannot engage me all at once. I guess you can say it's one of the weaknesses of a wide formation. Normally they're pretty strong against dwarves because they usually kind of like envelop a dwarf player because the dwarf player never moves. But if you're a mobile dwarf player, you can try and focus all your attention on a flank at once, which is exactly what we're going to be doing here, because you can see that these guys are way ahead of these guys. So we're going to post up right here. I'm going to start chucking our miners with blasting charges, and our iron breakers are going to be throwing their stuff. These miners are going to go around the flank and start chucking as well. In case you don't know, chucking means throwing. And meanwhile, I still see that we have puppies here, and the dragon's trying to find a way in as well. Obviously, they want to try and nail down my iron drake torpedoes. Going to intercept these puppies with the miners, but some of them are still going to make it through. And we're just doing a lot of good damage here with all of our blasting charges on these Marauders. You see Final Transportation going down. I'm going to get my Dwarf Lord out of there, though. But still, it does a lot of damage, even to magic resistance dwarves. There goes one of my fiery rings. And now here comes the Frost Dragon, and these puppies are going to go down here. I'm going to try and get one of my two Slayers. Actually, I think both my Slayers are going to go over here now. And then I'm going to try and disengage two of my Iron Drakes, and then they're going to focus fire down the Frostworm. Here comes Wolfric, and the Chariot is still kind of far behind, as is the rest of their army is still trying to catch up, and they're all kind of bumbling or going right here. So it's kind of perfect just to focus. Look at this. Look at the damage we're getting on these satchel charges. And this miner of blast charges hasn't even started throwing theirs yet, so we're going to start throwing in there as well. And with a couple salvos there, you can see the Frostworm is just almost dead. And we've routed the second Norscan puppy with the help of our Slayers. Now Wolfric the Chariot is in here trying to destroy our Iron Drakes, trying to pin him down with the Slayers. And now we're going to try and hit him with the Iron Drakes, and then we're going to switch our attention to this Chariot, which is going to go, I think, around like this. Meanwhile, my Dwarf Lord is now buried in here. We're going to do another Ring of Fire on this group here soonish. Getting some decent damage on Wolfric there as well. Another Final Transportation going down on my army over here. Final Transportation is like the thing these days. Everyone loves Final Transportation because it's actually useful. But here we go, 3 Iron Drake torpedoes going down on the Chariot, but actually a lot of missing. Froststorm coming back. We're going to try and finish it off here. We still have Slayers nearby there and there. And then here come the Chariots. And the rest of the Marauder pack is now through my miners, so they're trying to get towards my Iron Drakes, being slowed by this group of miners over here. And we're still trying to throw the blast charges over here with these miners right there. Dwarf Lord is catching up, and then there goes another fiery ring. Warfare coming back. But we have now killed the dragon. The Chariots now taking massive amounts of damage from our Slayers and miners, and a couple of more rounds of the torpedoes. And now this miner came back, so now that's throwing more blasted charge into this clump of Marauders. And now we're going to get our Iron Breakers to go in behind them and try and smash them up in between these two. Still have the Warriors Dragon Fire Pass up here. Still have miners with blasted charges right here. And now we're still trying to kill Wolfric, getting a lot of more really good damage with these Iron Drakes. This may work now also against Vampire Counts, simply because their Raised Dead spell is now every, what, 19 seconds instead of 2 or 3? So this may work. The problem is, like, the Troll Hammer torpedoes and Iron Drakes in general against Vampire Counts was really hard to protect because they just fly over your army and they're like, oh look, I'm just raining down undead all day, every day. So it's really difficult. But now, since they can only rain down one every 19 or 20 seconds, then I don't know, this may work against them now. Last round of blast charges going down on the Marauders. That's going to end up shattering Wolfric's Marauder army. That is going to be the GG. Still didn't get to try them out against Mammoths, but in my tests, you can test it for yourself if you haven't already. Like, any amount of torpedoes do a lot of good damage to the Mammoths. The thing is, you really want to kill them very quickly, and with 3 groups, hell, you can go 4 if you want to. They could bring it down, like I said, like in 2 rounds, because it's so big that it's hard to miss it, so almost all their shots hit. So yeah, after like 2 salvos, so was that 15 seconds, something like that, the Mammoth is either usually routing or dead. But again, didn't get tested here. I'll have to try it later. So good game to Prisoner of Warhammer. In terms of the kills, the Troll Hammers didn't appear to do that much, but they helped kill the Frostworm, Wolfric, Chariots. I think that was it. Which are still all like key targets to take out. Slayers did an excellent job keeping our torpedo guys alive for as long as possible. The Norgling Ironbreakers, 157 kills. Miners with blasting charges got some decent damage with their blasting charges. And the miners are just a roadblock. Like, all my money is spent mostly in the Troll Hammer torpedoes. They're there to do the damage, along with my Slayers, I guess. But yeah, miners I always almost use as just a speed bump. And they're a very effective speed bump, and a very cheap one. For Prisoner of Warhammer, some of the Marauder champions got a lot of kills. Normal Marauders actually got a pretty decent amount of kills as well. The thing is, even the Marauder champions, they have, what, 80 armor? So they're not the strongest against blasting charges. So I think blasting charges are just a very safe bet to throw against Norsca. You may not want to go too many, like I got 3 here, and I think that's a good amount, because if they go mammoth heavy and get like 3 mammoths and only 4, Norscan infantry, then your blasting charges, well, I guess as long as they hit the mammoth, it still is going to be kind of effective, because their armor isn't that great either. Go crazy. I don't know, throw all the blasting charges you want. But the Froststorm, unfortunately, was not able to do too much because of the Troll Hammer torpedoes. The Chariots, same thing. But Wolfric did, though. Wolfric definitely caused a lot of damage, too. As did the Sorcerer with that final Transmutation spells. Man. Transmutation, finally worth taking. Medal of Lore, like, over the year and a half of Warhammer 1's life, Final Transmutation has been, or I'm sorry, not Final Transmutation, but the lore of metal in general has finally, like, in the last 6 months, or maybe 10 months, I don't know, finally kind of starting to come in line with the rest of the lores. It's always been that lore that everyone scoffed at. I was like, I mean, you could take that lore if you want to lose, am I right? Gelt. But no, actually, it's finally, like, a good lore. It's been pretty decent for the past, since, like, the last patch, but with this upgrade to Transmutation, it's like, most of those spells have a use now, in most situations. So, that's kind of happy to see that the lore metal finally getting love a year and a half after the game's release. Way to go. So anyway, let's go watch a cinematic view. What up, Dawi?
Bring the axe! Move! Attack the axe! We are relentless! Be it ready! Move to its right! Move! Nothing can stop us! Move now! Here we go! Hey, as you come on! It's an order! Move! Move! Move on! That'll do! All out! Hold those dwarven knights! Nothing can stop us! Shoot the water! Attack the axe! That'll do! Malayan blessing on us! Nothing can stop us!
I love that firing, man. It's so good. The dwarf lord, like the generic dwarf lord, is so good. Very cheap, and with that ring is so powerful against lower armor targets.
No! Rage fast! Yes, rage fast! Yes, yes! Strike out! Attack! Drag them! Move! Reach far! Reach fast! Shoot! Score! Engage! Ready fast! Nothing can stop us! Nothing can change us! Strike out! Kill it! Nothing can stop us! Go! Move now! Turn them down! God! And vengeance! Dwarf! Move to attack! Right far, right fast! Come on! Hit your target well!
Jeez. This marauder got like Shroyukened by a Slayer's axe through his neck. Holy crap. So thanks for... Oh, man. Good God. That's just... Jeez. Jeez, how many heads are popping off here at the end? Holy crap, man. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all next time. Good... I was gonna say good game. I'm sorry, like all the heads popping off was just like, holy crap. That's Slayers know how to get shit done. Take care, everybody.